Jackie and her friends. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will give you the man. This has been a glimpse of Britain's future.
£35 up, the book of the Granada TV series is available from bookshops, price £8.99.
When a new firefighter takes her place on the team,
What we want at the end of the day is a fully trained firefighter who can go out on the appliances and be a valuable member of the team.
So they've no problems really touching the at all. They like a laugh and a joke, so be prepared for that.
So how do you feel?
Nervous.
the real stories of the men and women who live to fight fire. A new series beginning next Wednesday at 9 on TVS.
Next tonight, the latest news from home and abroad with News at 10.
One car has defined the way most family cars look today. Now it's redefining what you should expect of today's family car. The special edition Sierra Chasseur. Different rear ends. Same bottom line.
From Gillette comes Sensor, the razor that can sense and adjust to the individual needs of your face. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and individually adjust to your face. Closer, safer, more comfortable. Gillette Sensor, together with the richness of Gillette Gel, for a shave that is unsurpassed. Gillette, the best.
No, not the aquamarine, not on me. What about the electrical blue over there? No, 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 no. No. Ah, no. What about the aquamarine again? I don't know why I let you talk me out of it.
Madam will take it.
If I could just make a few phone calls first.
Well, I'm afraid, madam, we don't have a payphone here.
A BT charge card. Any phone will do.
With a BT charge card, any calls you make are automatically charged to your own phone, wherever you call from.
Hello, Alma, it's BT. Listen, about Dolly's do. You're not wearing aquamarine by any chance?
To apply for your free BT charge card, call 0800 800 893.
Madam, we really must go now.
Well, I've only got 2 Veras and 1 Zelma to go.
And here they are, the fabulous Ribenas. There's delicious blackcurrant Ribena and low-sugar Ribena Light, fruity strawberry Ribena, tangy orange and apricot Ribena, Or who could resist new apple Ribena? What a choice! All ready to drink with a taste of real fruit and packed with the goodness of vitamin C. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the fabulous Ribenas.
At your video store, you can now rent Come See the Paradise.
I couldn't love Lily more. You're an American. My wife is an American.
This is my uncle, Carmine Sabatini. What is it I'm picking up?
And The Freshman.
It's not going to be like a dead guy in a box or something, is it?
Along with hundreds of other films like Die Hard 2, starring Heart Condition, Blue Steel, hang on, oi, and Quick Change.
Get a video out, and you're in for a good time.
In Midweek Sports Special tonight, there are football highlights of second division playoffs, and Gary DeRoux defends his British featherweight title against Colin McMillan. And that's after we join Alistair Burnett and Trevor MacDonald at ITN for News at 10.
Her husband's party elects Mrs. Gandhi its leader. His body lies in state in his grandfather's house. In South Africa, police arrest Mrs. Mandela twice in the day. Fighting dogs, the breeds will be banned and put down. And the main tunnel is driven through under the channel. Good evening. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, widow of the murdered Rajiv Gandhi, has been chosen by his Congress party to succeed him as its president. She'll lead the party into the general election, which is now postponed for 3 weeks. Mrs. Gandhi, an Italian by birth, took Indian citizenship after her marriage. She met her husband at Cambridge. She has no previous political experience. The Press Trust of India reported tonight that a woman suicide bomber may have carried out the attack which killed the former Prime Minister. At least 9 people have died, and scores more have been injured since his death. Buckingham Palace announced tonight that Prince Charles will represent the Queen at Mr. Gandhi's funeral on Friday.
The remains of Rajiv Gandhi returned to Delhi on an Indian Air Force plane, the coffin carried aloft by Congress Party workers, a somber moment that began an extraordinary day in Indian politics. His Italian wife Sonia accompanied the body, their 19-year-old daughter alongside. Top politicians and military leaders were there to meet the plane. Mrs. Gandhi was comforted in her grief, but within hours she herself had assumed her husband's role, being elected to the presidency of the Congress Party, a job that could make her India's first foreign-born Prime Minister.
Srimati Sonia Gandhi as the President of Indian National Congress.
It's a move that shocked India's political world, but brought jubilation from some Congress supporters. Earlier, Rajiv Gandhi's body was taken for post-mortem in Delhi, to the same hospital where his mother was embalmed in 1984. India's most famous family, victim once more, as the country's maddening politics takes another murderous turn. Impatient crowds tried to break into the former home of Gandhi's grandfather, Jawaharlal Nehru, where Rajiv's body was to lie in state. Police moved in to clear the area, and clashes with the Congress Party workers and supporters followed. These are the pictures that show the carnage of Gandhi's assassination, a murder that may have deprived India of its best chance of political stability.
It was a rude shock because we never believed that such a thing will happen. It is true that there has been a cult of violence in this country for many years, and terrorist activities have been there in certain parts of the country. But there was some improvement during the last few months, and we were looking forward for a more stable situation. This came all of a sudden, and it was an immediate shock to me.
Amid chaotic scenes, the body of Rajiv Gandhi was finally taken to lie in state. The Congress Party that's led India for 40 of the 44 years since independence had no ready replacement as leader. The nomination of his widow is seen as an attempt to win the sympathy vote. It throws the country into unknown chaos, a battleground for religious fanaticism and communal prejudice, an enormous challenge for a grieving widow. Tonight, the police are on the streets, the army standing by, and many cities here are under curfew. The past 18 months have been among the most turbulent in India's political history. Now this tragedy will only make matters worse. It's a crisis the world's largest democracy may struggle to survive. Mark Austin, News at 10, Delhi.
Rajiv Gandhi's Congress I party had been expected to win India's general election. He was the dominant figure in the party, a position he inherited from his mother, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, after her assassination in 1984. Now, Rajiv Gandhi's widow, Sonia, is to take his place, ensuring party leaders hope that the Gandhi name will carry them on to victory. Sonia Gandhi tried to steer her husband away from the turbulence of Indian political life, but ironically, his death may have assigned her a key role in India's uncertain future. She's Italian, born in Turin, but an Indian citizen now. Always in the spotlight when Rajiv travelled abroad, she has little political stature, no experience, and is not even well liked in India. But none of that may be too significant now. Shocked by Rajiv's loss, his Congress I party was impelled to act quickly.
What it means is that it gives the time in the various factions to group together, to find a leader that can somehow hold the party together and avoid defections to somebody like Chandrasekhar, who is the caretaker prime minister, a very clever man who must be scheming his way through. And remember, this is in the grand tradition of Indian politics, where when the husband dies, the wife or even the mistress takes over.
Sonia married Rajiv Gandhi in 1968. When this picture was taken in 1978, she had already become part of a political and dynastic tradition. It began with Jawaharlal Nehru, who after India's independence in 1947 became the country's first prime minister. His only daughter Indira first became president of Congress I party, then prime minister. Of her two sons, Sanjay rather than Rajiv was expected to be the successor. His death in 1980 pushed his wife Manika and brother into politics. Rajiv's assassination has now forced Sonia into the political ring. She might never be prime minister, but could help her daughter Priyanka, now 21.